Do you like Lisa Frank? Do you like neon colors? Not sure how to bring that to your nails? Well, you come to the right video to get some Lisa Frank summer neon nail inspiration that's beginner friendly with minimal to no tools needed. Stick around and find out, nail besties. Hello, you amazing, lovely nail enthusiasts. As the pizza said to the cheese, I hope you're having a great day. What? No laugh track? Come on, that was a good one. Alright. I mean, come on. I mean, jokes should be like pizza, right? The cheesier, the better. Right? Alright. I give up. I'll stop with the joking around and jump into why you're willing to stay longer than 30 seconds on a video finally. So, it's summertime for us here in the Northern Hemisphere. With summer, I get really inspired by vibrant, loud neon colors. And when I think of loud neon colors, Lisa Frank comes to mind. So today, we're going to take ideas from those two inspirations to create some beginner-friendly nail art using minimal to almost no tools at all. Today's video is sponsored by Raid. Absolutely nobody, okay? Let's be real. Nobody today is sponsoring this video. But if you want to sponsor me and not at an AA meeting, you can find my email in my YouTube profile. So, for today's designs, I am going to be using gel polish since it dries much quicker, but you could pull these ideas off with regular polish. I'm going to be using several colors from the 36 lineup. It was the Classic Plus lineup from the Blue Sky Cosmetics gel polish, which I did a little review of right here. So sit back, relax. I'm going to get the nail area ready so we can dive into this nail art. So because I am the worst at talking and doing something at the same time, part of the reason I never made my day job a nail tech, I'd be the tech that would never talk because once I get focused on something, I forget about all the other things like customer service, so they come back to me again. So we have a voiceover for today's tutorial. This first part's sped up a little bit just so you can see kind of how I get my nails ready and prepped for press-ons. The nails today are some random ones I got off Temu over a year ago. They're like a short almond stiletto shape. Little cheat for those who have a lot of different nail tips like me. Since my left and right nail beds are the different size due to injuries, I have a piece of paper tucked in the box, so if I have a set on already but I really want to make a new set, I just go to my cheat sheet and boom, I know all my sizes. I also like to prep my nails before I start painting on them. Almost all the nails seem to have a little nub left over from manufacturing, so I just like to go in with a quick little nail file and smooth that off. As you can see, well, most of the time during this first tutorial and one other time, I'm still kind of learning the placement of where to put my hands and my arms and where to like not move my elbows so I don't hit the tripod and create that Blair Witch shaky cam effect. But most of the time you are going to see that I'm painting the nails here with a white background, so to say. These gel polishes I'm using from Blue Sky, during the swatch test, they were very full coverage color, a lot of pigment. Even when I was using the neon or brighter colors, I just like to use a white background first with most neon or brighter fluorescent-like colors. The further the color is away from white, the more it's going to pop. I also feel like the white background kind of gives like an added depth and dimension overall to the color I'm putting on top. Also, with these nails that I'm doing, I'm not using any traditional base coat with any of these designs or before I put down any of the polishes. With the soft gels in particular that I'm using for this video, I found I can get away without using a base coat or even really roughing up the nail and the color still holds on to the nail as long as I seal them properly. And this pink, like every time I see it, I am in love with it. It is called Fuchia Fumble. It is so pretty. And this other color that I'm going into here, this fruit twist one, oh, they look so pretty together. But this first set, I was inspired by all the rainbows used in the Lisa Frank artwork. Also, my shakes have been pretty bad lately for my nerve damage, so I wanted to go with something that requires no tools or any complicated skills. As you can see, I'm just using the brush on the applicator and eyeballing where the center is. If it's a little off, it's okay. We're going to be going in with glitter to cover that up and to add a little more sparkle and fun to the nail. Also, all of these sets, at least my preference is I'm going to be using a matte top coat. You can definitely use glossy if you want, but for me, a matte top coat, it's just, right now it's one of my favorite just things. It's my era, I guess, right now I've come into. Also, the matte top coat helps hide little imperfections or bumps in the polish. Matte nails don't reflect light like glossy nails do. Matte nails create or matte top coat at least creates like a textured surface and causes the light to scatter in all directions. And that's going to help hide those little flaws or where like a line may not be perfectly straight because of how the light's dispersing. Your eye won't notice it or realize it right away. With this design, I'm carrying one color over to the other nail to create some type of harmony between the nails and still make them feel uniquely different somehow. I'm painting one side, and I should have gone ahead and cured in between, but as you can see, I didn't. I went ahead and said, why not? Just go for it. Because like I said, this set wasn't meant to be extremely perfect. So I really needed time to get lost in creating designs. I think I sat down that week and I painted like 14, 16 different designs just to kind of get lost and relax. This was my first weekend. I missed my upload and editing schedule. A couple weeks ago, during my highest of highs, my daughter's graduating high school, just everything is going perfect in my relationship of 20-something years. I had a really steady feel in my work position. I was getting a lot of compliments and kudos over the last year, so everything just felt great. And then 2 hours before they go to start the walk for graduation, I am sitting in the car in the parking lot, finding out I'm getting laid off via a Teams meeting and that they're sending several our departments overseas. And I'm not mad that they're sending my job or any of the jobs overseas. I think it's really cool that people are getting this opportunity to take on a job that I have and to be able to make a little bit more money. That's always a wonderful thing, but it's just the timing of it all. I've only been there a year, but there's others in the same position who have been there like 5 to 20 years. So needless to say, I was a little shook, gooped, and gagged on how quick this transitioning was happening. We just got like a bunch of new things added on and responsibilities. So to find out you're now getting, laid off, it's a shocker. We found out they would be letting all of us go in July. There's some people that got let go a little bit sooner than that. So at least the last batch of us, we got about 2 months to find something else. So while all this has been going on, I've been curing the nails for 60 seconds. I brought in the glitter because I could use some shiny things right now to make me smile. So I'm just going in with a very light touch and floating some patches of glitter on and using a spot on the brush where it doesn't seem like it has any glitter, so I can kind of move it around a little bit more for me. I don't want a lot of glitter. I just want enough to kind of help distract the eye from any little flaws. So yeah, with all that going on and no callbacks yet on my resume, it just kind of got the best of me this week, and I fell into a depression basically. I was overeating, I was like binge watching those TV shows, like any random thing that just kind of made those feel good hormones kick in. Or if I wasn't able to get them to kick in and I just didn't want to feel anything, I just overslept. So yeah. This nail inspiration was to help break me out of that slump and bring a little color into what feels like a dark moment in my life right now. But just like with any storm, the clouds will part and the sun will come out. It may look a little different once the sun does come out, but the sun will always come out. But now with them all sparklified, I am going to go ahead and cure them for 60 more seconds. I'm going in now with the matte top coat. The only catch with the matte top is it does get a little dirty quicker, and I sometimes find I have to refresh it on longer sets, and I'll go in and redo the matte top coat to bring that crispiness back from it. For the matte coat, I am using the Nail Couture Velvet Matte. Since I don't have one from Blue Sky and I have a couple bottles of the Nail Couture one. Plus, I'm just in love right now with this Nail Couture one. I don't feel that it makes the nail any more matte than any other brand that I've bought. It does the same effect very well and efficiently. I just feel like their formula's a little thicker than most others, and it adds a little bit more structure for the press-on. And you'll see throughout the video, I try to show off some of the test nails that I created against the UV light coming from my nail lamp. These nail colors don't glow in the dark. There's nothing I'm doing to cause the nails to have any type of glow or luminescent effect. It's just with these neon colors, how they react under like UV and black light will give it that idea or look like they are glowing in the dark, which, as we all know, that is one of my favorite effects ever. Last round of curing with the matte top coat, and before I cure the matte, as you saw, it did give it like a semi-glossy look when it's wet. So this gives like a, a rough idea if you did want to do a glossy top instead. For the top coats on my press-ons, I like to go for 90 seconds just to make sure everything is nice and cured. And this is the final result. It's not perfect down the middle. I can see on the pink and yellow nail where I'm off a little bit, but but when you are out at the club or a festival this summer, nobody's gonna notice all the bright colors, and the sparkliness will have them all in awe. See, I'm easy sets, I'm promising. So next, I'm just showing off this next set that I was inspired by Summer. And this is just to show you could really do it with any colors that you want at all, but just these two colors were the ones that were speaking the most to me. I wanted a color that I really love, and that is pink, as close as I could get to purple. And I wanted something that would heavily contrast that pink and be something just highly out the normal for me. So I went with this bright yellow. It's called Sorbet Zest. It's a color I don't get to use very often, and it's summertime, so it just feels right to have that pop of yellow to represent all the sunny days that we get here in the Florida summer. So again, I went in with no base coat at all, and I'm painting one very thin white coat of gel polish down. And then I'm going to cure this for 60 seconds. This polish is so cool. I don't have anything on it that's causing it to like have this glow effect, and they're not glow in the dark polishes. They just happen to give off this really cool effect because they are neon colors. So super cool. I was loving it. Again, I wanted everything to kind of look the same, but I didn't want them to look the same but be on theme. So what I'm doing here is I'm painting the thumb and pinky. They're going to be that super bright fuchsia color. The middle finger is going to be yellow, and then the dots will be the opposite color. For the accent nails, the index and ring, I'm going to split them into the half pink and half yellow to bring the contrast together. Since I want to blend the pink and the yellow on the accent nails, I'm not going to cure yet. As I put down the second color, I'm going to leave a tiny bit of space between the two so I can kind of swirl and blend the colors into each other. And then once I have that done, I'm going to cure it for another 60 seconds. So now after the cure, I'm going to pull out my palette and my dotting tools, and I have all of the colors loaded up that I'm using today. Here you can do whatever size dots you want, or as many or as little dots. This is where your creativity can kind of just flow. For my design, I want a couple of bigger dots and then various smaller ones to just fill in around the area. Since I am using gel polish, this polish tends to want to self-level very quickly. And I want to keep some of that raised kind of textured look to the dots. I'm going to be flash curing after each set of dots. I'm just going to stick them in my nail lamp for a quick 15-second cure so they'll stay in place. I was working a little slower that day, and there were a couple dots that got a little too close to each other, and I didn't want them to melt into each other, so doing that cure kind of froze everything in place. When I get here to the accent nail, I'm going to do the opposite color of the background for the dots to continue that unity or theme through the nails. And again, you can do this with any colors. They don't have to be clashing colors. They can be complementary colors. They can be a light purple and a dark purple. I like this design with just like black and white for like that very clean classic look. But that's what's fun about this nail design, is it's just to open your mind up to be able to do some of this easier art and it still look kind of cool and neat without putting in a whole lot of artistic effort towards it. And then when I get to the last nail, I'm going to go ahead and cure everything for 60 seconds to make sure it's all securely in place before I go in with the top coat. And after a nice 90-second cure to make sure everything is nice and cure, including that matte top coat, this is our second easy summer set of neon Lisa Frank feeling nails. Alright, so we're going to take the beginner level up a little bit and we are going to pull out one of our line brushes. This third set, we are going to try something that my nerves were not happy about, but it's okay. It's totally fine if our lines are going to be a little wiggly or off. While it still has all those bright summer neon colors in the palette, I was inspired by a candy I ate a lot in the summer, which were Jawbreakers. So again, we're going to do a white base, so all the colors really pop in the one coat. We're going to use a very nice thin coat of white polish. I am pulling out here my Nail Couture Detail Liner Brush, and isn't it adorable? Like, come on, don't tell me this doesn't look like Sailor Moon. It's a little wand at the end. So anyway, I'm using that liner brush, and you can use any liner brush. It doesn't have to be one from Nail Couture. It could be one you got off Amazon or Temu. You just want something that is very, very, very thin and narrow. What makes this nail art easy is the lines, like I was saying earlier, they're meant to be a little wiggly. And what we're going to be doing is tracing. It's not like we're going to be doing French lines or anything like that. A way that I built up muscle memory and hand placement was doing multiple lines on top of each other, basically, tracing an outline. I got really, really good, and then my medical issues were getting under control there for a while, and then my seizures seemed to start up again in my 30s, and my central nervous system started to retrograde in its condition. And just because I have shaky hands from it, I haven't let it stop me from doing nail art that I enjoy and love. It just means it takes me a little longer if I want it perfect, or I find really cool things like stickers and glitter and charms to hide all those little flaws and things like that. While I've been gabbing and gabbing, what I'm doing here in the video is I'm going in with this like kind of pinky purple color called Purity from Blue Sky, and I'm starting on my outside ring. I am curing each ring of color for about 15 seconds to help set the color in place. Again, I'm just doing like a flash cure. So if one of my shakes causes me to go over a color I already laid down, I'm not accidentally ombreing the two, and I can just easily wipe it up and redo it. In total, I'm using 7 colors. Oh goodness, as I said that aloud, my OCD started clicking. Why did I not do 6 or 8? Anyway, I'm doing 7 colors, one for each ring, and I'm just leading it as best I can in a way where the colors feel like they could melt into each other, but still having enough contrast so you can clearly see each ring of color is a different color. So I thought it'd be cool to kind of share some of the reasoning why I started YouTube. And some of you are aware I started it to learn video editing, and I felt if it was about my passion for nails, it would be easier for me to learn and I'd be more willing to stick with it. And so far, it's been pretty fun and easy. I am sticking with it as long as life isn't getting in the way of it. But I truly wanted to learn video editing so I could bring nail art to the masses. The economy is getting rough out there for certain job markets, I would know. And even during my lowest lows, painting my nails and having that fresh set just relit a fire in my soul to like get me out of that slump and just keep going for it. It's not the end of the world, girl. For some girls, it's doing their makeup or going and buying a new outfit. For me, it was getting a fresh set of nails. So, when you go on to like Instagram and all these other like social media sites and see all these, viral nail designs, it's a little intimidating at first. It looks like someone with like some major art degree did them. I wanted to help those out there who lack the art skills or maybe have the art skills and they're now losing that fine touch because of things happening in life. I wanted to remind people that you don't need every color, you don't need every tool, you don't need every piece of gel out there to pull off these viral trends. I wanted to let people know that, give them a reminder that there's a hope out there, that you don't have to be an artist to pull off these amazingly cute nails to be the talk of your friends. So, that's why I'm here. I'm doing this. I want to just, show people that you can still do it. Nothing should stop you. And with that being said, time for a shameless plug moment. If you are interested, in meeting more people that are into nails and hair and skincare like me and others, I have started a Discord community. I started it at the beginning of this month. We are very low in membership numbers right now. So if you want to find some other people that enjoy nails and hair and skincare, and we talk about a lot of other things. We talk about gaming, personal life, funny memes. We've got it all. We've got something for everybody. And if you would be interested in joining that Discord community, we would love for you to come be our new best friend there. And there is a link in the description and also in the pinned comments. If you want to join that community, you'll be able to use that link. No money required, no Patreon, no nothing. Right now, this is open to anybody who would like to join and help grow this community. We look very forward to seeing you there and having some fun conversations. And with all of that being said, I got all 7 rings of color down. A little lopsided here and there, but it adds character to them. So now I'm going to cure a full 60 seconds. Even though I cured each ring along the way, I just want to make sure it's all fully cured before I put down that matte top coat. And then once I get the matte top coat on, I'm going to cure for another 90 seconds to lock everything in. Look at feels just like a Jawbreaker. It even has the texture of one. I almost want to eat it. And what's cool about this is it has a very viral trend that a lot of people were doing where they were painting their nails or layering acrylic on top of it and then drilling down to it to create the Jawbreaker effect. This way, you're learning muscle memory for line work and recreating a viral trend perfect for a little pick-me-up. Or if you're like me, you have a pair of nails now that will glow perfectly under the festival lights thanks to these neon colors. All right, are you ready for the final set? Which this one felt very, very Lisa Frank nostalgia inspired when I was creating it. I remember having like the file folder and a binder, just so much Lisa Frank merchandise covered with these two aliens and like a VW little bug beetle, and they were driving down a rainbow against like the background of space. So using that wild inspiration, we're creating this trendy set of peekaboo rainbows with the space theme around it. And again, I'm going in with that one thin white coat of gel polish, and I'm going to cure it for 60 seconds because, again, we're using neon colors, and we really want them to pop against the nail in one coat. So here's where we get to start having some fun with this design. This is why they're beginner friendly, because realistically, you can draw these lines on that we're about to do for the rainbow in any way that you want. These are more so if you want to copy exactly what I've got, go for it. I find it a form of flattery, so thank you. Or if you want to redesign it in your own way, that would be really cool. And we do have that Discord where you could come and show it off to us. So it gets fun here because since the rainbow was all swoopy, kind of like in Mario Kart Rainbow Road, we don't need to worry about straight lines or all of them matching up perfectly on each nail. I'm going to use this beautiful blue I've been using throughout the designs. It's called Royal Blue from Blue Sky. It's definitely giving me that royal feel with how rich the color pigment is. And I am curing, well, not all of the time in the video, I should have, but I am trying to cure in between of each row and doing that quick 15-second flash cure. So again, if I make a mistake, it's easy to clean up. Next, I'm going in with this light blue called Loving Nature. It's almost like a sky blue to help melt the blues into the greens and yellows. For the green, I'm blending a more highlighter green called Lime Green with a more mild green called Apple Green, so I get something in the middle. Normally, I'm not one for orange, but this Tangerine color has caught my eye, and I've been finding a way now to try and work it into every set, it feels like. It just has so much life and pigment and pop, plus if you feel me, you feel me. It just, you know how some oranges look like Halloween? This one doesn't give me those Halloween vibes right away. And once I get done putting down all of the lines, I'm going to do a 60-second cure to make sure it's all in its proper spot before I go in and I start working with the black polish. Now again, I'm going to use the liner brush still so I can get really close to the rainbow and fill it in above and below without touching the rainbow. If you feel comfortable enough just using the end of your applicator and you don't have the shakes as bad as me, you could definitely get away with doing that method, but I'm going to opt to use my liner brush. Once I have it all painted and filled in on the top and bottom, I'm going to cure it again for another 60 seconds. So a little secret as I'm painting these. I tried about 4 or 5 times to get my star drawn, but my shakes were not having it. So that's why I have about 7 or 8 sticker books full of any type of sticker you could ever dream of. So I'm gonna use my stickers. It took me a moment to find the right one, but I ended up going with a small white sticker, and I just put that in the upper corner of the nail to give that visual and kind of a reminder that we're going to be in outer space. Once I have the sticker where I want it, or wherever, if you want to put the sticker or draw it, honestly, you don't even have to draw a star. You could probably get away with white dots, but once I have the star down where I want it, I'm gonna go in and use bigger and smaller dotting tools so I can mimic the little white dots that make it feel like when you're in outer space and you see those stars that are really, really far away and they start to turn into little like blobs or circles. And again, this is random. It can be as many dots or as little dots. I didn't have any number in my head other than trying to make it an even number. You do though want to be careful, and you don't want to do too many dots. I did one design where I did one too many, and it started to not really look like space. I noticed the variation in dots mimic the distance and space better, so when things start to become like those little circle or blobs. And once I'm happy with the dot placement, I then go ahead and cure it for 60 seconds to make sure everything is nice and frozen in place, so that way I can put down the top coat. And yes, for this set, I am going back in with my matte top coat because I want to add some texture and also help smooth out those flaws. I also found with the matte top coat, it helps blend or melt the edges of the sticker, and it makes it look more like it's hand painted on. And after a 90-second cure, this is what it looks like. If you grew up in the 90s like me, it's starting to bring back all those old Lisa Frank memories, is it not? The folders, the binders, the little pencil holders. Who remembers the one though with like the swan with the multicolor wings, or the Dalmatians standing in paint and all of their dots were in like these different bright neon colors? Look at how time flies when you're having fun. 4 nail designs done with very little skill or tools involved. Plus, most of these colors are very easy to find even if you don't have Blue Sky gel polishes. But I will say these gel polishes performed perfectly as a polish plus a liner / art gel. And truth be told, the last 2 sets, I only did 1 nail for the video, and I did the rest after filming. Each set took me under an hour from start to finish, including the curing times. While I was recording, I was playing the newest seasons of MasterChef and Food Stars with Gordon Ramsay. I love Gordon Ramsay. I never watched Vanderpump Rules or anything that had Lisa Vanderpump in it, but she is hilarious on Food Stars with Gordon. They play off each other so well. So not only did I get to catch up on my shows, I also got to catch up on making what easily have become probably some of my favorite press-ons this summer. So which set was your favorite today? Which one do you want to try on your own? I would love if you share it in the comments, or what fun twist that you make on these designs so they become your own. Also, if you want to get more nail tips, tricks, tutorials, or find other nail besties, like I mentioned earlier, I have started that Discord server community. It's called Nailed It. And again, being honest, we only have about 5 members, but I did just start the Discord, like I said, at the start of the month. I haven't really pushed it much due to the depression and everything going on in my life. So if you want to help build one of the best and friendly nail communities on the internet, I would love if you stop on in and become our nail buddy. Hopefully this weekend I will be back on schedule with another fun tutorial or nail product review next weekend. I thank you all for your love and support. You have no idea the natural dopamine hits I get when I see a new sub or a video has more than 10 views on it. I can't say thank you enough for helping me get to this point in my YouTube journey, and I can't wait to see where we all go on this journey together. Remember, you amazing, gorgeous, powerful people, like my girl Sailor Mercury said, be pure, be honest, be beautiful. I love you, nail besties. Bye!